Hi, and welcome to Ion Radio. I'm Ken.
I'm John.
And welcome to the continuation of Rebellion in the Rim 2. I think we're going to start calling it Return of the Rim.
Yeah, let's just call it Return of the Rim
So,
from now on.
From here on out, it's Return to the Rim. But Act 1, Round 1, Battle 2. And we have you made the assault here.
Yes. So my Captain Sloane fleet is assaulting Mandalore.
And it's going to be defended by Captain Afyon. So that's my Wave 1 grouping.
So let's get right to our fleets and objectives and right to deployment. Okay, the Imperial fleet has Captain Ray Sloane on it with her ability of Master Navigator 1. She is on board the flagship and only ship, the Imperial 2 class Star Destroyer with gunnery teams. Her fighter complement is Colonel Jendon with Maarek Stele and 2 additional TIE Defender Squadrons.
Starting with Captain Afyon's primary flagship, it's the Assault Frigate Mk2 B with a gunnery team. Again, reminder, he's a master coordinator. He has a Nebulon-B Escort frigate with the linked Turbolaser towers and a CR90 B. 1 squadron with this fleet, Norra Wexley. Clearly, we are trying to get a couple more squadrons built in. One note is that we do have low fuel, so John will get to decide whether he's going to have me deployed at the rear edge or at speed 1.
Being first player, the Imperial list gets to choose from Ken's objectives. So Ken's objectives are Precision Strike, Fighter Ambush, Dangerous Territory. The planet Mandalore adds to the mix Recruit Allies. I have a strategy, so we're going to pick Recruit Allies for this mission. Here's my deployment. Really simple. Star Destroyer coming in at speed 3, and I have squadrons that are going to be moving along with it. That's it.
So I had to deploy on the rear edge because I have low fuel, and that was John's decision on having me do that rather than speed 1. The assault frigate's at speed 1. The other 2 ships are at speed 2, and I've got Norra sitting here a little bit ahead. I'm going to try and get that objective token. And I've got the CR90 off to the side. I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can flank that Star Destroyer.
The squadrons that were set aside for Recruit Allies are 2 Decimators. At the beginning of the round, my Star Destroyer gets a Navigate token from the Master Navigator 1. And Ken, what do you have?
I get a Squadron token for Master Coordinator 1.
Okay, on to the first turn. Turn 1. I choose to activate my ship. We're going to be revealing an engineering. We're going to be taking it as a token, and we're going to be barreling down towards you, speed 3.
That is a fast moving ship.
Gotta close the distance, gotta get on that token. There we go.
So I get the unique privilege of activating all my ships all at once. So we're going to start with the CR90. I have a navigate dial, which we are going to take as a token. And then I'm just going to stay at speed 2. So I kind of want to see what John does next. I'm going to avoid this asteroid field. I'm going to activate the Neb-B next. Nav, we're going to use it as a token. We'll take it as a token, rather. And then I'm just going to move it forward just a little bit with a slight slip to the left. And I do not overlap the squadron. That's really close, though. Assault frigate, final ship. We're also doing a nav. I'm going to take that as a token as well. And then we're just going to stay moving at speed 1. Now we go into squadrons.
Okay, I'm going to move 2 of my squadrons. We're going to move them up to here. I have range 5, so I can pretty much move all the way across the board. I need to stay out of like range 4 of you, though. So that seems like a pretty good spot to me.
So I'm just going to move Norra. Now she is limited to speed 3, but I'm just going to hop over. Put her over here. Keep her away from those defenders.
Okay, my last 2. This guy goes speed 5, so we're going to drop him here. And then my guy is 3, so we're going to move as far as I can to here. Just like that. Start of turn 2, activating my ship, revealing squadrons. So we're going to activate all 4 of my squadrons. I have to decide on what I want to do. At this point, I think that it's beneficial for me to try to kill Norra before I start bombing your ships. So we're going to attempt to do that. We're going to move a defender forward, and we're going to try to limit the amount of arcs that you can shoot me with.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. That pretty much... That's like the one spot you can be in now to get 1 arc from each ship.
Yep. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to attack her with 2 blues and 2 blacks. For take 3 damage.
So we will brace that to 2.
And then we're going to move this other guy in. Do you mind doing some laser stuff for me?
Sure. Friendly games, folk. Friendly games.
And then could you do that? That guy
You're good.
is pretty good right there. And we're going to attack Norra again. For
1, huh?
1 damage.
That's 1.
That was a pretty horrible roll.
Wasn't among your best ones, but we are using your dice.
That is true. Okay, so if you don't mind doing some lines again for me.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So we're gonna probably move over to here.
Oh, you're clearly in the front right there.
Yep. And I'm just moving it, but not. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So we'll Jendon into it. For 2 damage, block out your green brace.
So we will spend the red one and take 1.
Leaving you in how much health?
2.
Of course.
So you have to come in and do that again.
Yep. And that should be good there. And then I double tap with Jendon into Norra again. And then we turn that into a hit, doing 3 damage to you, killing you.
That will knock out Norra. But I did manage to waste every single one of your squadrons this turn.
Yes. And then I move. And we're going speed 3, and we're going to get up close and personal. Landing right there.
We're going to activate the CR90. I have a navigate dial which we are going to use as the dial. We are in medium range, so we're going to do front to front with the CR90, and let's see what kind of damage we can start off with. So 3 blues, and we have 3 hits. One of them's a crit.
I will redirect all 3 of that damage to this far side.
Okay.
If it turns. There we go.
And I have no other shots, so what I'm going to do is drop down to speed 1. And I want to stay in your side arc here. That's 1 click. Neb B is next. Navigate dial, we're going to keep it. We're going to make our forward shot into the front of the Star Destroyer, so that's 3 reds, and I do have linked Turbolaser towers. Wow, I think I'm just going to leave that and not use the rerolls. That's 5 damage, John.
I have to brace that. That is an insane roll. And then we're also going to redirect all of it to the side over here, taking down this shield as well.
Okay. I'm now going to make flak shots. So we've already taken a look at it, but just to show, I'm going to be able to hit these 2 defenders out of my side. So that's 2 blue dice, and let's go after the normal TIE Defender first. That really doesn't do anything, does it?
Nope.
But here's where I can go ahead and use the linked Turbolaser towers, right?
Sure. You can add 2 dice of any kind in if it's the first
yes.
squadron you attack in the turn.
Which it is. So let's go ahead and add in 2 more blues. So I get 1 hit on your defender.
Sounds great to me.
That's all that I wind up doing for that particular attack. I was hoping to get a little bit more, but it is what it is. Then I'm going to use the dial to drop down to speed 1. And I'm going to do a 1-click turn, which is going to overlap this defender. And now I've double arced the front of your Star Destroyer, but you do get to place that defender down. So I made a humongous mistake moving that first. I should have moved this first. Now that I'm looking at it, that's going to be dead next turn. But that's beside the point. Let's activate the Assault Frigate Nav. I'm going to keep it as the dial and we'll use it later. I'm going to make my side shot into the front of the Star Destroyer, and here's why it was a mistake. I have to drop a die. We're at medium range, I'm dropping the blue. Because my reds are rolling really hot, so let's see what I get. Of course.
Well, you had to jinx it by saying you were rolling hot.
Yeah, I did.
I choose to just take 2 damage.
Alright. And I'm going to try doing this again, except that this time I only get 2 dice. The front to front is not obstructed.
Alright, I can't accept that. You really jinxed yourself by saying your dice were hot.
Yeah, I really did.
That's all on you. I didn't even curse his dice this time.
No. We're going to swap out and use my dice later. Okay, so now I get to move, and I think I'm just going to move forward 1, which completely wastes the dial. But, yeah, I made a mistake here. Maarek gets to be redeployed. And John, go ahead.
Activating my ship. We're activating Squadrons. we're also going to spend this engineering token, and we're going to move 2 shields. 2 shields from the rear to this side, so that I may survive. Maybe.
That's the hope.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried. I have 4 shields on the Star Destroyer after your pounding that you gave me.
Yeah, I actually hit you pretty good.
So we're going to start by shooting into this Nebulon-B with this TIE fighter. We're going to bomb your side.
Yeah, that was mistaken movement.
For accuracy.
I'm okay with that.
Then we're going to move it. We're going to move it down to here. I want to be... right there is fine. They move everywhere anyway. And then we're going to move this guy into the space. And we're going to move him up here so that...
Want him on the asteroid?
Yeah, just like that. That's fine. Right where he is. So then your guy is obstructed. And then we're going to attack again for another accuracy.
Beautiful.
Well, this is not going as planned. Then this guy is going to come in here, and he's going
Maarek
to...
Stele, hero of the Empire.
The hero of the Empire wants to be 2 away from Jendon.
You're within 2.
Yep. Okay. So he gets to roll 2 dice. Let's do this. He rolls a hit, and we're going to change that to a crit. 2 damage into your side.
So I'm going to go ahead and brace it, and then we'll take 1.
And then actually, my little guy is going to jump over onto the asteroid. I'll take it away. Right there, because this is kind of where I want to be. And then Maarek's going to attack again.
Yep.
Into your side. For double crits.
Alright, we're going to burn the other brace, and then I have to take a crit. The crit is coolant discharge. Only 1 attack you perform each round can target a ship.
Beautiful. And then we're going to take my front arc into your side.
Yeah.
And I need to get 4 damage through. So I need to roll 7 damage or 4 damage with 2 accuracies. My squadrons really let me down there.
They really did. I'm making you have to actually hit me.
Yep. This is way closer than it should have been. Except that's 8
2,
hits.
4, 6, 8. So yeah, even if I burn that to make it into 4, that's enough to take out the escort frigate. So out it goes. So the Neb-B has been destroyed.
Now I have to figure out what I want to shoot next. I think it's going to be the side of your ship. And we're at close range, so we're going to shoot with gunnery teams the side of your ship. For block out your... let's see how much damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 damage at close range. That'll take all your shields down, or I punch it and hit you for a hull damage. So we're going to block your redirect.
So I'm going to spend the brace to bring that down to 4.
4 with a crit.
So that drops that shields down. And the crit is faulty countermeasures. I cannot spend exhausted defense tokens.
And then I have to move, and I have to decide on how I want to move. I think we're going to probably drop our speed. I haven't decided yet on how. I'm just going to nudge him out of the way. I will not be able to land there. But I can do this. That's going to ram.
That will.
So what I'm doing is I'm spending my token, and then I'm reducing my speed by 1 with my token. Then Master Navigator allows me, because I'm spending a token, to adjust an additional click, which I'm going to put an additional click there, which then will drop me to here, and we each take a damage. Putting me clearly on top of that token. And I don't know if you can get into distance of it.
I don't think so. CR90, we're going to start there. I was intelligent enough, maybe, to plot a concentrate fire command, and I'm going to use it as the dial. I'm going to fire into the side of your Star Destroyer. We are at...
You're much closer.
Yeah, we are actually at close range. Not only that it matters much with the
blue dice, it does
blue
not.
dice. So we're going to start with our roll of 3 blues, which looks good. Spend the dial to throw in another one. I'm going to block out your brace.
Okay.
There's 2 crits in it.
I'm going to... redirect. And we're going to redirect 2 to the front and keep 1 on the side.
Okay. And I have no second shots because all of your squadrons are blocked or out of arc. We're going to move forward again at speed 1. Thought is tempting to ram you. Assault frigate, concentrate fire. We're going to use that as the dial. So I've got a couple shots. I'm going to fire from my side to your side. Just make that. I've got 2 reds. Let's roll them up and see how it looks. Man, I really don't want to waste it on 1, but let's go ahead and roll in that other red now. For at least a crit, and you can't use your contain.
Okay, then I take a crit. My crit says, injured crew, choose and discard 1 of your defense tokens, then flip this card face down. Goodbye, spent. Redirect.
And now we're going to make the shot from my side to your front. So that's 3 reds. 3 reds and a blue. For 3 hits with the crit.
So we're going to brace it to 2,
Yep.
redirect it, and contain it. So we'll take out that last shield and then take 1 damage.
And now I get to move. I am moving at speed 1, but that is sufficient to get me
Use it,
within...
put it on the other side,
All right.
because you're never going to get it out.
Good point, good point, good point. That is still sufficient, though, for me to get that objective point.
I believe you are correct. I'm going to clean this up. You are...
Yep. I'm
1.
in.
So we're going to just do the end of round things right now. So you get it. So you get to deploy the 2 decimators, and they have to be deployed distance 1 from the objective token.
We're going to put that in here. Let's see, I want to actually nail down your squadrons here. You know what? Let's mark.
And just take it out.
For a second. Let's see what we got. So, oh man, this would be so mean. Do they come in activated or?
It's at the end of the round, so
It
you
won't
just
matter.
match whatever my color is.
So it'll wind up being
Orange.
Orange, yeah.
So I don't think you can put it there due to my Star Destroyer crossing over, right?
You might be right.
No, you're good.
That's good. So that'll actually engage
I'm
two
gonna
squadrons.
put that forward,
Yep.
though, due to the fact that you're heavy, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. This. What are the attackers? 3 blacks?
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to hit the squad, the ships anyways. So.
Okay, that's the end of the round. Well, I have some tough decisions to make. I really needed to get those,
Decimators?
the decimators. I really, really did. But I think it will still survive. It'll be fine. So I'm going to reveal with my Star Destroyer a squadron, and we're going to go from there. So because they're heavy, I'm going to move still. And I'm going to tuck this in here, keeping at distance 1 of that ship so it's locked down. And I'm going to shoot into your side.
Okay.
For a hit.
Oh, I can't spend exhausted. Alright, so I'm just going to take it. I don't want to, but I don't have a choice.
I'm going to walk over to the other side of the table. And we're going to move this guy so he is also engaging and also going to be shooting into your side. For a hit.
Ugh. I'm not liking this, John. I'm really not liking this. Alright. I'm going to take it.
Leaving you at how much?
I've got 2 left.
Okay, so I need to get an accuracy to block your redirect.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth this risk. We're going to use Maarek to attack into the front of your CR90.
Okay.
For changing a hit into a crit, 2 hits into the front of your CR90.
Alright, so I will redirect to the far side.
Sounds good. Do you mind using Jendon to toggle him?
Oh, of course.
And then we're going to shoot again with Maarek into the front of your CR90 for hit crit.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and completely burn out the redirect to drop the shields on the side here.
Sounds good.
So I don't think you can shoot at them from the Star Destroyer. No.
No. Now it becomes the challenge. Can I kill your assault frigate out the front?
That's a good question.
It is going to be 4 reds and 4 blues, my front to your side.
Yeah.
There's the accuracy to block your redirect, and there's enough damage to punch through, killing you.
Yeah, so even if I go ahead and spend out the brace, we're going to drop that down from 6 to 3. That, unfortunately, that kills it.
Okay.
That's irritating.
So now I get to shoot a side shot into the front of your CR90 with 2 blues and 2 reds. That popped out. Let's re-roll it. If I get
That's 4.
4 with a crit,
So all I can do is the first 2 hit the shield.
and see what it is.
The crit is shield failure. So you can choose up to 2 of my hull zones. I only have 1 shield on the rear. I'm assuming you would like that to be the shield that loses a hull?
Yes,
Or-
please.
Okay. So that's done, and then I have to take 1 more. So it's still alive.
And then I'm going speed 2, and I have to decide on how I'm moving. I think I'm going to fly over where your tokens were. Landing me on top of those. That's a hard choice. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. I don't really have many options.
That one. The decimator also?
And the decimator. Can move him. Well laid plans in ruin. Okay, you get to place both of them.
So I'm going to place decimator over here where he's not engaged with anybody. your squadron over there, because I believe we've got plenty of distance. Yeah. Okay. So we've got the CR90. Let's go ahead and activate it. Concentrate fire. I'm going to use that. So let's make I've got a side shot unobstructed to your rear. I'm going to go ahead and add this into the one shot now. So I've got 3 blue dice. 3 hits, one's a crit, but I'm guessing you're gonna...
I'm going to brace it and contain it to take 2.
And I can... Alright, I can go against Jendon and I can go against the Defender, but I can't go ahead and do much anything against Jendon because he's got...
6.
Oh, not Jendon, Maarek. But you don't have a scatter, you have braces, so we're gonna shoot against him.
Okay.
So let's... One shot against Maarek for flak, that's a hit.
Whatever, it's 1
So,
damage.
yeah, you're going to do 1 damage. You'll kill me later. And I've got a shot at your Defender over here for another hit.
Okay.
So, yeah, he takes a damage. Not going to matter, is it, Jen?
Nope.
I'm going to speed up to speed 2 using the token. I think you're gonna, and I'm gonna just try and run away here. Squadron face. This is what I have. I've got this decimator going against your TIE Defenders. So it's 3 blacks. Let's see what happens. 2 hits. I don't think I have anything else I can really do with that, do I? No.
Nope, I can't do anything either. It just takes 2 damage.
So we'll mark it down. Not that it matters. And then I do have the 1 decimator who's going to hit the side of your Star Destroyer.
Correct.
So it's 3 blues. Let's see what we can do. Wish I was bomber, but I'm not. 2 hits. I'm not going to let you use your brace.
Okay. I am officially crippled.
Well, at least I'll get some points out of this.
Okay, on to turn 5. Start of turn 5. I really don't have much I can do. I got a squadron. And we're going to use the squadron, and we're going to try to position ourselves so that we can kill you. I have all my things in range. We're going to start with Jendon. Coming into here, and he's going to attack into your CR90 with 2 dice.
Need at least 1 hit.
For
He's
2
gone.
crits.
So for those interested, the first one's a structural damage. So it's gone.
Okay, and then this fighter is just going to stay here and going to attack. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter attacking the decimator because it doesn't. And then this fighter is going to fly over to here to be at distance 1 so that your decimator, which...
You have to attack that, which will prevent me from doing any more damage on your Star Destroyer.
Correct. And then, I believe I checked this already, but I barely stay on the board, and it's a good thing I tabled you because I will be flying
you will
off.
be flying off this next round, John.
Okay, so, but to be fair, I have a navigate turn 6, so
You probably would be
I would
able
still
to
be
stay.
flying off.
Yeah, you would actually.
Honestly,
You're
I
too
would
close.
need to take it as a token,
Yeah.
and if I take it as a token, then I could use the token to reduce it again with Master Navigator, and then I would drop to speed 0, staying where I'm at.
Yeah.
But, wow, that was intense.
So I'm not going to be able to kill anything else, so I think we can call this one.
Well, you could try to kill that TIE Fighter.
Oh, that's true.
Because it's at 3 health. You would need 3 hits on black dice to kill it.
Well, let's see what we get. Alright, so onto the squadron phase. Decimator on your Defender. There's 2 hits and 3, so I actually killed the Defender.
Defender dies.
That's some points. Plus I'm getting half from here. I'm not going to do anything here. I can do damage to it. So I think we're good to call it.
Yep, let's go to our wrap-up. Welcome back. That was intense.
It did not go the way I wanted it to, but I made one critical mistake. I gave you the side of that net B.
You gave me the side of that net B.
I think if I didn't do that, I may have taken your ISD down.
So this is my gamble fleet. And especially with only having one ship, it's either I'm going to win big,
right,
or I'm going to lose big.
Right.
There is no in between. So I made a mistake by how I rammed your ship. My goal was to try to kick the Star Destroyer farther out to block you from being able to get that token.
Right.
Because if I got the token, then the two decimators would have just eaten everything. But that wasn't the case. I gave you the decimators, which in so doing crippled my Star Destroyer.
Yeah, that actually... So now here's a prime example where we're playing with it. It would have ordinarily just been a virtually no challenge. Final score for this game, 243 to 80. But I did gain 64 points, and it doesn't make it look as bad as it could have.
It actually controls, though, the experience gain.
That is true.
Because if we had not had the cripple effects, I would have then had enough experience, 4 points, to gain what I actually want, which I need 4 points to buy Flight Group Leader.
Instead, you only got 3 for your commander.
So that slows down my progress by a turn.
So in some cases, that's actually not a bad deal, definitely for the campaign.
Correct.
So that's one thing to consider. What else do we need to talk about? Veterans.
Yes. So
you get one.
I have 2 that are eligible. I have Jendon that's eligible, and I have my Star Destroyer. So
Maarek's eligible.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Maarek is eligible. Jendon did most of the work, but Maarek is eligible. I'm going with the Star Destroyer. You got to give it to a ship. Jendon's going to do his thing later on. He can get a token next time.
All right, so that I think, I don't know, was there anything else about the game that you thought was interesting?
It's just such a huge swing to add 2 decimators in.
Yeah.
And this is why we made the ally token not allow you to do that.
No, if I could have actually used those decimators one more turn.
My Star Destroyer would have gone down.
Yeah, actually, and hell, even if you could have just gone off the table. And you were close to doing that, John. You really were.
I was.
It was.
If I didn't table you, I would have lost.
You would have lost.
But if I didn't table you, I would have lost.
You would have lost anyways.
So that's where this fleet is like very high risk reward.
So now that we've completed the second battle of the campaign, well, at least for round 1, we're going to go directly to the campaign map, update it, and then show you what we're going to do for rewards. All right, so here we go into Act 1, Round 1, management phase. First, we're going to take a look at the map to see what has changed. John, you did win both battles, so the Empire now has presence at the Ring of Kafrene and Mk2.
Mandalore. I already had Mk2.
Right. They both start with M's.
Yes, they do. That whole region is M. So with that, I believe the score is now Empire is leading 2 to the Rebel 0.
That is correct. So, strategic rewards. John, what did you manage to pick up for the Empire?
So I got resources from Mk2, which is my base, and Skill Spacer from Montrose, which is also my base. Due to placing presence on 2 other locations, I get 2 additional resources. I picked up Spynet from Ring of Kafrene, and then I picked up an ally token from Mandalore.
So the Rebels, I just have my base resources, so I'm picking up a resource. I believe that's coming out of Kessel, right? Yes, from Kessel, and a Spynet from Smuggler's Run. I should point out that my Spynet token is being allocated to Captain Afyon. That's the assault frigate fleet. And I think you said Sloane's getting it?
Yes, my Spynet token is going to Sloane.
The part that everyone likes about the campaigns, the rewards. So I think I did the first assault, so how about we go that way soon. My first one was Admiral Drayson on the MC-30s, lost, but I was able to pick up some one assault proton torpedo, which ought to help round out the fleet a little bit better.
Yes. So my Quasar fleet with Tambris is actually going to use one of my bases to gather rewards. He won, so he's going to use Montrose to gather 30 points of Squadrons. I am adding 2 TIE Fighters and a Jump Master to this fleet.
That's going to be tough to go against moving forward. So what about the next set of?
Sloane. On to Sloane's ISD fleet. With the win on Mandalore, with campaign special objectives, that allows us to select unique upgrade cards from that location. So I'm going to select an officer, and Wolf Yularen has come to aid her in giving her intel reports from the Internal Bureau of the Empire.
Well, Lando Calrissian will be joining the assault frigate fleet. I think he might wind up being on the Nebulon-B. That ought to keep it around a little bit longer.
We'll have to see. Let's talk about commander experience. This is kind of all over the board. So let's talk about the first battle.
So first battle with Admiral Drayson, wound up getting 2 experience points, and he's just going to keep them.
Okay, Tamburus gained 1 experience point with his Quasar fleet. Sloane picked up 3 experience and is just going to bank them for the time being.
I think you were looking for 4, weren't you?
I really needed 4. If I could get 4, I would buy Fighter Leader Group or Leader Fighter Group or whatever allows me to re-roll attack dice with Squadrons, because I really needed that with my TIE Defenders.
So here's where our cripple house rule actually helped me out.
Yes, it did.
So as far as Captain Afyon on the assault frigate fleet, he did gain 2 experience points. He's spending them on Repair Expert, which will allow me to unscar 1 more ship.
Speaking of scars, let's go right into refit and expanding. So neither of my fleet have any scarred things after I've used my 2 bases to repair them. So my Tamburus fleet, I believe, went on scratched, and then I lost a TIE Defender, which I used my base to repair.
So Drayson, with only 2 bases, was able to repair a Kanan and Dash, but I still have a Lancer pursuit craft that's still scarred for the next round. And then with Captain Afyon, because I had the repair skill, I was able to get all the ships unscarred, leaving Norra. Although right now, really, Norra's kind of on her own with no additional support. But that does increase the size of our fleets. I know mine are at 205 and 203. John, you got to jump.
So my fleet, my Sloane fleet, is at 207 with just the increase due to Wolf Yularen. And then the Quasar fleet has gained a whole bunch of fighters and is now up to 227 points.
That is a scary amount of points, especially right out of the gates. Round 2.
Yes, it is.
What about conditions, John?
We both, I think, value our resource token too much at this time to get rid of the low fuel card, so we'll see how that affects round 2.
So when we check the end of the act, we really got nothing else here. So we're good. It's still 2 points. We need 4 to get into a pivotal battle, which pretty much ends the first round. And we will continue on to round 2, staying in Act 1.
Yes. So like, subscribe, keep an eye out. We're going to come back with round 2. We're going to do it the same way, talk about what we're attacking, do battle 1, then we're going to do battle 2 and talk about the round wrap-up.
Feel free to check out our Facebook page to download our house rules. Join us there. Leave a couple comments on the YouTube video below. And of course, check us out on Discord. Let's talk a little bit more about how we're doing with the campaign. I think that pretty much wraps up
round 1. I'm John.
And I'm Ken.
You've been watching Ion Radio.